Go ahead and tiptoe through your life, digging in the dirt, you can stress on the strife, but I'm gonna fly past the worry and the pain today. I'm flying on faith, I'm flying on faith. You could cry all night about the things that you hate, so dissatisfied in so many ways, but I'm gonna find a way to celebrate today. I'm flying on faith, I'm flying on faith. Picked up my baggage and I threw it out the door.
Good morning. Good morning. I want you to take a second and share this with someone. We are talking about wellness today. And remember, wellness is about more than just your physical health, it's your body, your mind, and your spirit. Those things working together to bring us to a state of wellness, of wholeness, of being complete. And I just want you to know that together we can see a difference in all three of those areas and move to a place of thriving. Here, we believe that we transform our body, our mind, and our spirit together. We partner together and we are in this thing together. I'm a little bit late coming on this morning because of the fact that I've been dealing with some things with my sister. I just ask that you pray for all of my siblings in general. But I do have a sister that's in the hospital right now, and we're just a little concerned about things that are happening. And it prompted me, good morning, Angela. I pray that everything's going well for you. It prompted me to talk this morning about something that's very important. And I want to give you a disclaimer. First of all, know that I am not a physician or a certified nutritionist. I am a registered nurse, however, but this should not be considered medical advice. You should see your physician before starting any exercise or diet plan or even lifestyle change plan. And that is what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about partnering with our healthcare providers, whether that healthcare provider is a physician, a nutritionist, a registered nurse, whatever that healthcare provider, whatever field they're in, how do we interact with them in a way that provides the best outcome? Because after all, it's a part of our wellness. It's a part of our wellness to be able to get questions answered about our health. First thing I want to tell you is that you have a right to ask questions. You have a right to ask questions. If you have something going on physically, medically, you have every right to ask questions. And I want to empower you right now as a healthcare provider myself, a registered nurse. Your questions are valid. There's something that I watched a long time ago with, I think it was on the Cosby Show, and little Olivia said, I know my body. I know my body. You are an expert on your body. So you have every right to ask questions. One of the things I would say is always prepare before you go and see a doctor, whether it's just a routine visit where you're going, it's my yearly physical and I just want to go in and make sure everything's okay. Or if you're going in because you're having a medical problem, you are the captain of your medical healthcare provider team. You're the captain, okay? Everyone else is they're on the case to help you solve whatever the health issue is. Remember that you are the captain of your healthcare team and you are hiring people on to assist you in your journey. So you have every right to ask questions. So what are some of the questions that I recommend? First of all, write these things down before you go to the doctor. How many times have you been in a physician's office with a problem and you start talking and they instantly jump in with what they think might be going on? And then all of the questions you wanted to ask just kind of go out the window. My recommendation is write down your questions before you go to see your healthcare provider, whether it's a physician, a nurse practitioner, a nutritionist, it doesn't matter what part of the healthcare team you're going to see. Write your questions down, have them in writing, and let them know, I'm here today because I've been having, and you tell what the symptoms are. I have written down some questions that I would like to ask you. What you have done now is you have established a partnership and not a dictatorship, and you're the expert, I'm not, so tell me what to do. But it's an exchange that we expect to take place. Yes, the physician has knowledge that we don't. Yes, our physician has knowledge that even Google doesn't have. But we are the experts on our bodies. Okay, so it's a partnership. My suggestion is if you are working with a physician or a healthcare provider who does not listen to you, who does not allow you to ask questions, or their patient load is so, they have their appointments scheduled so close together that you can't ask questions, then you need a new physician. You can shop for a physician. If you were shopping for produce at your local grocery store and the produce is repeatedly not good, it's old, it's overripe, it's spoiling or rotting, would you continue to go to the same grocery store looking for produce and hoping that the next time it's going to be better? No. You do not have to be married to a physician for the rest of your life. In other words, if you have a physician that has not been meeting your needs, you have every right to look for another physician. Okay, so go in, let them know, hello, I'm here today because I've been having abdominal pain. These are some questions that I want to ask you, because this is a partnership. It's an investigation. I'm going to give you some possible questions that you can ask. One of those questions, you've been having these symptoms for several days. You may want to ask, these are my symptoms. I have a sore throat, a runny nose, I have a headache, and I've been coughing for the last 4 days. Those are my symptoms. So what could be causing my symptoms? That's a good question to ask. What do you think could be causing my symptoms? That starts dialogue, because now that physician is going to start investigating your symptoms a little bit deeper. So letting them know what the symptoms are and asking, what do you think could be causing my symptoms? That's going to cause them to investigate deeper. They'll start asking you questions in return. And if you are thinking, hey, this may be really a problem, it may be a serious problem, ask, what test do I need to take in order to diagnose this problem or to find out what this problem might be? What test? Are there blood tests? Are there x-rays, CT, MRI? Are there stress tests? I mean, there's so many different tests that can be run to get a diagnosis. So if your symptoms are serious, you've told them what your symptoms are, you've asked the question, what could be causing these symptoms? Your next question could be, so what test do I need to find out what these symptoms are? Or if you want to use the word, what tests can be run to diagnose these symptoms? That's a very good question. And if they tell you, okay, these are some of the tests that we're going to run to see what's going on, then you can begin to ask, so what are the treatments that I can receive to take care of these problems? Okay, so I've given you 3 good questions. You told them your symptoms, so you can say, what could be possibly causing the symptoms? You talk about it, they're going to ask you questions. The next question is, what tests can be run or done so that we can diagnose this problem? And then another good question is, so what are the possible treatments for what you think may be going on? Those are 3 good questions to be armed with when you're going in. And if you're going for a routine physical, just a regular physical, there's nothing wrong, everything looks good, but you're on medications, ask the question, are you asking the physician, are you seeing the results that you expected from this medication, from me taking this medication? And then that puts them in a situation where now they've got to talk about, if it's high blood pressure, well, your blood pressure is still a little bit high. These are some things I think we should do. Okay, so you ask, I'm on this medication. Do you see the results that you expected because I'm taking this medication? You can partner with your physician. Okay, you are the captain of the ship. Your physician, though they know more about these things than you do, granted, you still are the captain of the ship. You still should be able to ask questions that can help better take care of your body. Because remember, wellness is about our body, our mind, and our spirit. When our questions are answered, we feel in our minds this relief that, hey, things are being done correctly. I can ask questions. So you get relief, right? So your mind is at ease, and your spirit, come on now. You knew I had to bring that in. I'm going to be talking, I think, the rest of this week about partnering with our healthcare providers. But your spirit can be at peace when you know you're working with someone who's willing to partner with you. And so the scripture that came to mind was 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if 2 lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. And you may say, Valerie, that is not what that scripture is talking about. What that scripture is talking about, the wisdom of Solomon, the book of Ecclesiastes is believed to be penned or written by Solomon. This man who sought wisdom from God is saying, we got to work together. We should not be solo in our endeavors. In other words, your physician should not be the only person working on your health. They should not be the only person who is investigating. You have a part in this too. Work together so that you can help your physician come to the right conclusion. And your physician can have the right answers, but if you're not working in partnership with them to do the right things like eating right, exercising, taking our medication, then no matter how much the physician does, you're not going to get better either. So it's a partnership. The 2 of you must be working together, and 2 are better than 1. If both of you are working together, you're going to get better results. I've talked a long time this morning. I'm going to let you go. We're going to investigate a little bit further. How do we partner with our healthcare providers? Remember, it's a partnership. You should be able to ask questions and you should get answers. Okay? So tomorrow, we're going to talk a little bit more about it. And remember, here on Pastor V on Wellness, we work together to transform our body, our mind, and our spirit. We do it together here. And every day, I should say Monday through Saturday, 8:15 a.m., we're going to come together. If you have some questions that you would like for me to answer, put them in the chat. I'm going to look at those and we're going to answer them. How? Together. We're going to answer them together because we're on this journey together. I'm not a physician and I cannot make diagnoses, but we surely can partner together to make sure that you get the right answers about your health and you become a partner in getting well, body, mind, and spirit. You guys go and have the most amazing day. And remember that small steps make big changes, and you are in the right place to make those changes. And as you go about your day, I want you to be blessed and be whole. So have a great day. Come back tomorrow. Come with some questions. Put some questions in the chat. We're going to work together to make sure that we reach our healthcare goals. I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing day. And you're the captain of your healthcare journey. And so your decisions, your questions deserve to be answered. Have a great day.